Loads of people keep saying to me that AI is going to replace lawyers, and it made me realize that a lot of people don't actually understand what lawyers do and why AI could never replace lawyers. A CEO of an international company recently said to me that AI is going to eventually replace lawyers because they go to lawyers to find out what the answer is to a problem, and AI is getting to the point where you'll be able to just ask it. But in reality, that's only maybe 5% of what lawyers actually do. Think about it. When you need to know how many hours you can make an employee work in any 1 week, yeah, AI could do that. It could tell you. You know what else could? Google, or anyone with a textbook who has the ability to read. In reality, that is not what lawyers do 90% of the time. When you go to a lawyer, it is normally because the answer to your legal question is not clear. There might be conflicting law, conflicting cases, different facts in your case to the case where the law was actually made. Basically, the answer just isn't certain. You want the lawyer to look at all of the relevant law and commentary and give you their advice on what you should do, because coming to the answer is not as simple as just Googling it. Therefore, it's not something that AI would be able to answer. It requires a trained human brain to analyze your case and come up with sometimes a very creative solution to answer it. But it's also a lot more than this. A lot of the time, lawyers are answering questions with answers that don't exist. What do I mean by that? They have law around the area, but it's not directly applicable to your case. Instead, what they're doing is using their training and interpreting how the court would actually apply existing law to your case given its circumstances compared to previous cases. That again is not something that AI would be able to do. They can only go off data that is there. They can't think outside of what is programmed into them to know. Even if we get to a point where AI can do all of that, a very big part of what you go to lawyers for, which AI could never do, is where you know what the law is in the area. The answer's clear, but it's just not the answer you want. You think the law is so unfair that it needs to be changed. So you hire a lawyer to argue that the law in the area needs to change. Yes, there are answers out there, but those answers should be wrong. AI can't do that. It takes years of training and very creative ways of thinking. To invent a new way of doing things requires abandoning the way it's always been done. AI can only work off what has always been done. It can't invent new ways without those already existing in some form. So AI can't and won't ever replace lawyers. It might take away from some of the grunt work, like scanning through big piles of documents, but you're never going to walk into a law firm and just see robots walking around. Case closed.